as the mysterious elderly men marched under the darkening sky, their eyes filled with anticipation. The mountain was bathed in the warm, golden hues of the sunset, casting an ethereal glow on their weathered faces. They had waited for this moment for decades, and at last the time had come. In perfect synchronicity, the men surrounded an ancient altar-like structure that stood at the top of the mountain. With an air of reverence, the elders began to chant. The sound of their words reverberated throughout the mountain, mingling with the gentle rustling of the wind. Stepping forward, the leader of the elders, a wise man with a long white beard, raised his hands and addressed the stars. "Pyronus, it is time, at last," he declared, his voice calm and determined. A low, rumbling vibration emanated from beneath their feet, causing the ground to tremble with increasing intensity. Suddenly, the sky above erupted into a dazzling display. A blinding light erupted, engulfing the mountaintop in its brilliance. The elders covered their eyes, their bodies trembling with a mixture of fear and awe, for this was a sight reserved for the chosen few, those who had dedicated their lives to this fateful event. With a blazing egg in hand, the chief elder marched with purpose through the enchanting streets of Embers Haven, followed closely by the rest of the elders. The city seemed to come alive in anticipation of their arrival. The cozy houses, adorned with shining purple roofs, stood like vibrant flowers amidst the contrasting black hills and the shimmering blue lakes. Embers Haven was not just any village. It was the sacred home of the revered elders of the island kingdom, Emberon. The chief elder carefully placed the glowing egg on the altar that stood at the heart of the great hall. The pulsing energy emanating from the egg was palpable as the anticipation of its hatching filled the air. As the shell cracked open, a burst of blinding light filled the room. The small bird emerged, its feathers shimmering a bright, fiery red. Its eyes glowed with ancient wisdom and power, mesmerizing everyone in the room. The villagers, drawn by the magical spectacle, gathered in awe to witness the birth of Fury. From that day forward, Fury became a constant presence in Emberon. He glided over the lush landscapes, his fiery feathers leaving a trail of warmth and prosperity. The mystical bird earned the respect and admiration of all Emberonians. Parents told tales of Fury's bravery to their children, inspiring them to be brave and compassionate. As time passed, Fury grew quickly, maturing into a majestic phoenix with a wingspan that seemed to touch the heavens. His innate magical nature gave him the ability to understand the common language spoken by the humans around him. Though he was unable to speak in words, the humans found solace in their ability to communicate with him through the ancient magic of Emberon. A particularly deep bond formed between Fury and a young boy named Aiden, the son of their chief elder. Together, they spent countless hours exploring the ancient ruins of Emberon. Over the course of 6 years, their friendship blossomed and their bond grew stronger with each passing day. Recognizing Fury's immense potential, the elders took it upon themselves to teach him the rich history and wisdom of Emberon, explaining how Fury was given to Embers Haven by their mighty fire god, Pyronus. They shared their knowledge and prepared him for the challenges that lay ahead. However, they maintained a veil of secrecy regarding the true reason for Fury's birth, promising that the time for revelation would come when destiny deemed it so. One fateful day, ominous dark clouds appeared in the sky and engulfed the entire valley. Panic spread like wildfire as people rushed to seek shelter, confused and frightened by the gathering darkness. Word of the impending threat quickly reached the elders of the village, who wasted no time in summoning Fury. They knew he was their only hope, their protector against the impending disaster. Only moments before the elders could share their dire prophecy with Fury, a shadowy, flood-like smoke began to creep through the streets of Embers Haven. Eerie whispers filled the air, chilling the bones of those who heard them. The once peaceful village was now plunged into chaos as a thunderstorm raged overhead. Fury was confused. He felt a sense of betrayal, a deep confusion that clouded his judgment. The shadowy creature arrived at the doors of the great hall, its darkness seeping into every crevice. Fury's heart pounded in his chest as he witnessed the terrible fate of his fellow elders. Desperate to protect them, he lunged forward to fight the creature. But to his dismay, his attacks passed right through its amorphous form. In the midst of his futile struggle, Aiden stepped into the hall, lost and confused as to what was happening around him. The shadow quickly enveloped him, draining the life from his eyes, leaving nothing but emptiness. Anger and fear coursed through Fury's veins. He was powerless against the overwhelming force of the shadow. As darkness enveloped him, Fury felt his strength drain away. His once vibrant red coat of feathers turned sickly and withered, blackened by the creature's touch. With a last effort to regain control, his vision faded into nothingness. His withered body convulsed as energy surged through every fiber of his being. With a mighty burst of power, he launched himself skyward, bursting through the shattered roof of the great hall. In a single wing beat, he released a shockwave that obliterated the nearby buildings, reducing them to rubble. With the evil shadow now fully consuming him, Fury ascended into the darkened sky, emitting a haunting screech that echoed across the town. Surrounded by storm clouds, thunder, and fire, Fury and the Shadow found themselves locked in a fierce battle for control. The air crackled with electricity, and the atmosphere trembled beneath the force of their mighty wings. Fury, consumed by anger and guilt, fought with a rage unmatched. His heart ached at the loss of his dear companion, Aiden, and the destruction he had inadvertently caused. Fury channeled his overwhelming anger towards the shadow entity. With every strike, his flames burned brighter, fueled by his tormented emotions. Determined to avenge Aiden's death, Fury unleashed his fiery power with a force that shook the very foundations of the world. In an explosion, flames erupted, swirling and dancing around the combatants. The intensity of their battle sent shockwaves rippling through the storm clouds, piercing through the darkness. Thunder rolled, echoing the resounding clash of their powers. Finally, with a resolute roar, Fury emerged triumphant. The shadow entity dissipated, vanquished by his overwhelming flames. Yet, victory came at a great cost. Just as Fury once again regained control over his own mind, his once majestic wings were battered and torn. His body wounded and weakened. Exhausted by this spiritual battle, he plummeted from the sky. Fury regained consciousness when suddenly the voice of his fallen friend echoed faintly across the ruins. It was Aiden, now one with the magic of Emberon, reaching out to Fury one last time. Aiden tells Fury that it's not his fault. He cannot be held responsible for the mistakes and misinterpretations of others. He ends up by saying he forgives Fury, and that there is one last battle to be fought. Embers Haven. That, Fury, is what you were made for, to protect us, Aiden says as he places his hand on Fury's beak. Filled with emotion, Fury's eyes light up, fiery as ever. He spreads his wings in an explosive display of fire and takes to the sky. His keen senses led him to the great hall, where the villagers had once gathered to celebrate and share the joys of life. Now it lay in ruins, a testament to the merciless power of the enemy. The dark, smoke-like entity had begun to slither around, making its way inside the great hall. Upon its arrival, it materialized and took the shape of Fury himself. Fury paused. He looked the shadow-like abomination straight in the eye and says with a rumbling voice, "I am fire. I am Fury." As the words echo through the hall, the fire from his wings intensifies. And with one forceful shockwave, Fury vaporizes the shadow creature in an instant. The dark whispering immediately stops, making room for an eerie silence. As the smoke clears, he suddenly notices the wounded chief elder sitting near a stone pillar in the hall. He goes to him and finds the elder enraged. "What have you done?" he yells as he tries to reach Fury. "He's coming for you. You can't defy him, not for long," the elder says. "You didn't really think you were a savior, did you? That you were meant?" Just before the elder can say his last words, Fury slashes his wings straight through his chest, ending the man's life. As a result, the sky clears and the sun begins to peek through the clouds. Fury walks out of the hall and finds a handful of citizens saluting him. Fury bows in gratitude and flies off into the sky, spreading his wings as wide as he can. The townspeople gasp as they watch the vibrant display of color and flame dance across the sky. Fury soars higher and higher, feeling the wind rush through his feathers. The elders had betrayed him, and all of Emberon. It was up to Fury now to find answers, for it was clear this war had only just begun.
If you're interested in getting yourself a limited edition Fury vinyl figure, now is the time. It's available for the next 14 days, after which it'll be gone forever. Find the purchase link down below.